A 34-inch ultrawide monitor immediately changes how a desk feels. The moment you power on something like the Dell S3425DW, the first thing you notice is not just the size, but the way your entire workflow stretches out in front of you. This display uses a WQHD resolution stretched across a 21:9 aspect ratio, and that combination gives you significantly more horizontal space compared to a standard 16:9 screen. That extra space is not just a number on a spec sheet. It translates directly into real multitasking freedom. You can comfortably run multiple apps side by side without feeling cramped, which is especially useful for editing, coding, or managing multiple browser tabs. The curve of the panel is subtle but intentional. It helps reduce eye movement across the widescreen, making everything feel more centered. Instead of constantly shifting focus from left to right, the content naturally stays within your field of view. Over long sessions, that small design choice makes a noticeable difference in comfort. Performance is another area where this monitor tries to balance work and play. With a refresh rate of 120 Hz, everything from scrolling documents to dragging windows feels smoother compared to traditional 60 Hz displays. It does not turn it into a gaming monitor in the extreme sense, but it definitely gives it a more responsive and modern feel. The VA panel brings strong contrast levels, which is especially noticeable when working in darker environments or watching content with deeper blacks. Combined with HDR10 support, supported media gets a bit more depth and brightness variation. It is not flagship-level HDR, but it does enhance the viewing experience in a meaningful way. Gaming support comes through AMD FreeSync Premium, which helps keep frame synchronization smooth when paired with compatible GPUs. This reduces screen tearing and keeps motion consistent, especially in fast-moving scenes. While this is not marketed as a hardcore esports display, it is more than capable for casual and even semi-competitive gaming. One of the most practical strengths of this monitor is connectivity. With dual USB-C ports and dual HDMI inputs, it easily supports a multi-device setup. You can connect a laptop through USB-C and still have room for a desktop or console without needing constant cable swapping. The USB-C connection is especially useful because it can handle display and data through a single cable, simplifying desk setups significantly. Built-in speakers are included, and while they are not meant for high-fidelity audio, they do serve their purpose. For video calls, background content, or quick use without headphones, they are convenient enough to get the job done. Ergonomics are also well considered. Height adjustment allows you to position the display comfortably based on your seating posture. That might sound like a small detail, but when you are spending hours in front of a screen, adjustability becomes an important part of the overall experience. What makes this monitor interesting is not any single standout feature, but the combination of everything together. It is not trying to be a pure gaming monitor or a strict professional color grading display. Instead, it sits in that middle space where most users actually operate today. Work, entertainment, multitasking, light gaming. All of it blends into one setup without needing multiple displays or complicated configurations. And after a few days of use, that ultra-wide format stops feeling like a novelty and starts feeling like the normal way a desktop should work. That is usually the strongest sign that a monitor is doing its job correctly.